I wear clothes.
What? That's disgusting, bro.
Yeah, so like
Oh my
basically I
God.
wear clothes.
That's disgusting. Oh, it's
What's
so
wrong with
grody,
you?
bro.
That's weird. Hello. Today
I
we're
think you should
reviewing The
hey,
Office.
wrong show.
What are we reviewing?
We're reviewing Brooklyn Nine-Nine, season 5.
Rosa comes out to her parents. That could be a really touchy subject. They made lots of jokes about it that were good but not distasteful. Didn't take it too far where they can offend the
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah. They had a good balance.
You know, Coral Palms? It was shit,
Yeah, I did feel that they kind of tried to drag it out a bit too
Yeah.
much.
but then season 5 starts with them in prison. That worked, in my opinion.
Because Coral Palms went for 3 episodes, and pretty sure, was it the Big House when they're in prison?
Yeah.
Only went for 2. So they could have done an extra episode. I think it worked better. Like, as a transition between the seasons, I think it worked better than Coral Palms.
So where do we put it, boys? In the
Yeah,
middle.
put it in the middle and then just shuffle them around
I
like
mean,
that.
we know
yeah.
it's going to go pretty high. But yeah, we'll go better or worse than season 5. Okay, let's go. Well,
Worse.
the next one was, I think, 4. This is when it started to get stale.
I think season 3
Yeah,
is when
we-
it started to get stale in
Oh,
my
no, sorry.
opinion.
3 when it started.
But 4 was
4
when
is
it was
when
at
it-
its
Yeah.
worst.
I think it
And,
started
we
going
already-
stale. I didn't like... This is season 3. When they went on that trip to the cabin.
The thing about
Yeah.
season 4 with me is it just doesn't do anything different, so much so that I don't really have much I can possibly say about it, other than the fact that it just doesn't do anything that really shouts to me.
One bit that was really good. CJ.
If you see something, say something. Come on and party tonight.
Oh, Moo Moo.
I think that's sort of also like what they were doing with the whole when Rosa comes out to her parents, the same sort of thing, like sending a message.
But they do
Trying
it
to
so
represent-
well. So the next thing we should talk about is the bone scene.
Insert scene here.
Yeah, someone insert it, Joel.
Yeah, Joel.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a backseat editor.
I think we all agree. Goes under.
Pretty
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Now, season 6.
Oh
season.
boy.
They're definitely running out of good ideas.
Just when NBC bought.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
one of
part
the
of
most
NBC.
obvious things is that it's just changing. The change in
Yeah.
comedy, it's gone from actual good comedy to stuff like fart jokes, which is just
Yeah.
it's never been Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It doesn't work for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Because I think they were trying to represent Jake immaturity and about his character and that sort of thing, but they just did it wrong.
And I really think that season 5 should have been the ending because season 6 was just dragging a dead horse.
I think season 6, they could have done it so much better.
He Said, She Said was the one
Yeah.
about sexual abuse.
I do have to say though, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion or not. He Said, She Said. It did feel very forced. It wasn't as good as all the how it handled stuff previously, in my opinion.
I can agree. I think they overdid it. They took it too far, whereas the other ones beforehand, they didn't overdo it and they didn't do it distastefully.
Anyway, talking about something other than a single episode of the 18
Yeah.
episodes.
That's another thing, NBC. They do shorter seasons.
Season 7 only has 13 episodes.
So no, The Good Place has 10 episodes a season.
Seasons 1 to 5 all had 22, except for... Oh no, season 2 and 3 had 23. So At least 22.
But roughly
whereas
22, 23.
But I
18,
like
I
that
think.
because you get more episodes and they're all good.
I don't necessarily think shorter seasons is at all a bad
Yeah.
thing. I'd rather less episodes of higher quality because these are
Oh,
less
yeah.
episodes of lower quality.
I think in general, season 6 and 7, they're just not very interesting. They're not as engaging.
To me, 6 and 7, it feels like they're making a season in order to make a season, not because they want to make a season.
It's like the sequel trilogy on Star Wars.
Do you think it's more of a cash grab?
I think
Yeah.
so. I think it's only running because it makes money, not because they
Yeah.
want it to. Obviously, I don't know because I'm not on the team that makes the show.
I know at least the cast definitely want to do episodes. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I think I know where we're putting this.
Yep. I
Under,
think
I
we
know
all agree.
6. Yeah. Well, let's go. 7.
7 to me, it
7.
was a slight improvement over season 6, but that's not saying much.
I actually preferred 6 over 7.
They
More
brought back the
recent than-
Jimmy Jab games.
Yeah, that was good.
I think that was one of the things that they did okay with.
That sort of gives me Star Wars sequels vibes where they're relying on that.
An old idea is nice, but a new idea is great.
And they also they brought back Pimento
Yeah.
for an episode.
Oh, actually, I didn't. It wasn't like Pimento was back for me, you know.
Yeah, I didn't like the episode for Mento in it.
I remember when season 7 came out. My brother's like a Brooklyn Nine-Nine nerd, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so pumped for season 7." It came out, and he chucked on the first episode on the TV. I got a bit excited as well because I remembered how funny it was. But then I watched it. In the first episode, the jokes just made me cringe, and not funny cringe, just straight up cringe, and all that. Yeah, and then I just didn't end up watching any of the rest.
Because out of season 7, that's
7.
when Holt gets demoted.
I like Demoted Holt. That was good.
Yeah, I thought they did well with that as well, I
But
reckon.
again, that could just be, you know, Andre Braugher.
One thing that I don't know how I feel about, if you remember, how Holt's partner or whatever she was turned around and became like a whole drug-fueled criminal. Yeah.
I'm like, it could go well, and then the actual episode where she was the drug-fueled criminal, that's where it just fell apart for me.
Yeah.
She
And,
took
like,
the
it was-
cocaine and
It also it runs with the same sort of comedy as the last season as well. Like there's just nothing that I find to be funny. It's all stuff like, oh, haha, that character just swore and it's censored. Because it's censored, it's funny. I don't know. Oh, wow, they're having a heart-to-heart moment. Oh, she just took a shot of cocaine.
yeah, that's one thing that I really don't like about when NBC took over is that they, in order to try and make humor and comedy, they have swearing
Yeah.
and then just censoring it out. The first time I heard, I think it was at the start of season.
Was this?
It was on the honeymoon.
This needs a
I find Jake's reaction is funny.
Well, I think the whole reason why you think that Jake's reaction is funny isn't because of how it's written. It's because of how he's acted it out.
So season 7, we had it. Season 4. So I reckon there. Where are we going? Should we put them together? Okay, season 1.
In my opinion, season 1 was mostly just trying to figure out what sort of a show Brooklyn Nine-Nine was going to be.
Someone's hacked into my thing.
Quick, download some more RAM.
gigabyte of RAM should do the trick.
I'm just
Well, to
watching
back you up there,
clip.
Joel, if you watch the pilot, everything's different. Different intro. Different outro, and they've got that extra character Daniels in.
Scully, Hitchcock, and Daniels. They're pretty much worthless, but they make good coffee.
I sort of disagree with Joel. The good thing about it is straight off from the pilot, the cast is already gelled, and Rose's voice is so much higher,
Tell me who has me for Secret Santa.
which is actually her
really?
normal voice.
Yeah, I watched an interview of her and I was like, what? But I guess
think the-
that's another acting thing.
When you watch some of the first couple episodes of season 1, you don't find it hard to believe that the characters have known each other for 7 years.
One thing season 1 did well was subplots going on over throughout the whole season rather than just throughout individual episodes, like the whole Jake and Amy bet for the first bunch of
Oh,
episodes.
yeah,
and,
the-
Yeah, so much tension.
Fox originally ordered 13 episodes. Now, if you look at season 1, 13th episode is when
oh,
Jake wins the bet.
Also, Doug Judy.
Oh, yes.
Doug Judy.
Doug
Oh.
The
Judy.
introduction.
Rosa,
Rosa, Rosa, oh yeah, beautiful Rosa.
I think no matter what season, I kind of like Doug Judy.
Season 7, that's where he has his wedding.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Faking his death, I didn't find was too out of character for him. A bit weird from the writing perspective. Jake singing the song about Doug Judy, that was gold.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about season 6 again.
The introduction of the Vulture.
NYPD, stop!
Oh, you made us run up 10 flights of stairs.
It's over.
Thanks, guys. I got it from here.
They've done a good job of creating the worst possible characters and still having them great characters.
This is probably my least favorite Halloween. I don't know about season 6 and 7. I don't remember those Halloweens, but this is probably my least favorite Halloween episode.
So yeah, season 1, yeah, maybe the other ones were better. This isn't worse, they're just better. Now, where do we put it? I personally think...
It's got to be higher up.
I personally
Not
think...
top tier, but just below.
I mean, it started the whole thing, so it's got to be up there.
I think it's got to go above...
Get credit for starting it.
Yeah.
Put it in 2.
2. So... The other ones will then have to come up for sure. Season 2. I mean, I was going to say it right now. It's the best one. I'm putting it.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So you've got Coral Palms, which is just the most sluggish start to a season. And then you got the start of season 3. Holt's gone. That shit captain comes in. When the Vulture comes in, that's when it starts picking up again. But season 2, they do it the best because Jake has just gone on the undercover mission. So they keep the splitting up of the main characters outside of the season. So when he comes back, and then we still get to see Jake going undercover, but he goes undercover with Boyle. And it's just a good start to the season.
What I was saying before, season 1 struggling to find its footing. I think season 2 was the peak of where it both knew what it was and what it did well, but hadn't gotten tired yet. Like by season 3 and 4, it started to get a bit tired.
It was able to sort of build on what season 1 was doing, make it better, but they hadn't run out of ideas.
Bloody Jake and Amy were flirting in the Jimmy Jab games. She breaks up with Teddy in the road trip. Season 3.
I just really like the way that they've actually sort of built the character of the Vulture to be a really unlikable character, but at the same time, you like him because of how unlikable he is.
Adrian Pimento. Am I the only one that wishes they pulled sort of a Big Bang Theory with it? Like, add him to the main cast?
I think that would have benefited like the staleness. Like I think Pimento was definitely like this season I think is where it started to get really stale.
Anyway, so when he left, I'm like, okay, this is good. And then in season 4, he comes back. And when I found out that he got kicked out of the NYPD, that pissed me off so much. I was like, because you know how like the Big Bang Theory, they bring Bernadette and Amy as main characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they did that with Adrian.
I think Adrian, like he's a refreshing addition. He's a good new fresh thing.
The end of season 3 was actually kind of interesting because with the whole the FBI sort of like unraveling more of a plot sort of thing with Bob.
That was actually probably one of the best sort of multiple episode arcs. We have Paranoia, which is on Adrian and Rose's engagement. And then we go to Maximum Security, which I'm guessing is where Amy goes to the prison. And then we have the Bureau. So we've got a 4-season like story.
It's where we slapping it.
Well, I already know it goes.
Yeah.
Maybe even there. After looking at... Oh, it's hard because those last 4 episodes... Actually, you could even go 6. So good. So good. But everything else makes it go down here.
For me, the order would probably go 2, 1, 5, then 3, then 4.
Yeah, 5, 3.
4, 6, 7.
6, 7,
Okay,
Joel.
Patrick.
That's
I
what
know.
we're doing. There is.
Make sure to leave a comment insulting Pat Davis for wearing clothes.